there are a couple of different paths that you can take to get to the results that you want. The important thing is you need to remember to choose your battles wisely and pick the plan that works best for you. Hey everybody, it's Allie. I'm on a fantabulous weight loss journey, and hopefully you have subscribed and you're along for the ride. So today I'm going to be talking about a post that came from one of the support groups that really got a lot of people in a tizzy, and there are a couple really important points that I want to mention. So firstly, this post was about an individual who was losing weight very slowly and then stalled very early in their weight loss journey. And when asked questions in the comments to kind of delve deeper where people were trying to help, right? Offer encouragement, offer suggestions, advice, right? It became very apparent very quickly that this person had dug in their heels about what they were and were not going to do on a weight loss journey. Basically, this person said that they were not going to count calories, that they should be able to do intuitive eating and lose weight every week and have the same weight loss rate and success that others have had while making some diet changes but no lifestyle changes. There is a mindset that runs rampant in these support groups of people on the various GLP-1 medications, where people think that because the medication provides appetite suppression and helps to eliminate food noise, that is sort of the golden nugget of the medication, and therefore they shouldn't have to change anything. They shouldn't have to do anything. They should be able to just eat less and lose weight. And while, yes, that is a possibility, people who do that, who do not incorporate healthy diet changes, who are not learning about portion sizes, calories, calorie density of the meal, right? Really looking at that relationship that they have with food without doing those things and incorporating exercise into your life, you are only going to lose weight up until a certain point. If you don't understand what you were previously doing wrong, you are not going to be able to use intuitive eating to then get you out of this. And this is what I think people forget. And I see this a lot. There's a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm on this medication. I'm just going to do intuitive eating. I stop when I'm full and I'm eating less. So I should just be losing 5 pounds a week, right? Except it doesn't work that way. If you are eating less, yes, assuming that you are in a calorie deficit, you will lose weight. But the difference may be you may lose half a pound or a quarter of a pound in a week, whereas somebody like myself, who is tracking absolutely everything, incorporating exercise, has completely overhauled their diet, is working on their relationship with food, right? Someone in my shoes is likely going to lose anywhere from 1 to 3 pounds a week, with 1 to 2 pounds a week being a healthy range. So the people with this mindset, they get on to the support groups and they whine and complain, essentially. And then they get upset when people say, well, wait a minute, so You don't want to track calories. You don't want to change your portion sizing. You don't want to reestablish a healthy relationship with food. You don't want to exercise, but you're upset because you only lost half a pound, right? And very quickly, you'll see that it goes from a support group to an attack group, and it becomes rabid. And I think that what people of the mindset that I previously described forget is you can't do intuitive eating if you're on a medication that is slowing down your entire gastric process, making you feel fuller, faster, and for longer, right? You can't do intuitive eating. I mean, you can, in that you learn to recognize when you're full and you stop, which is a challenge for many of us, myself included. So in that sense, you can do intuitive eating, but you can't sustain that intuitive eating if you come off the medication, which I think is the part that people forget, because what you're doing on the medication is not the same thing that you're going to be doing off the medication. So to say, I shouldn't have to track calories, I don't want to live my life this way, I don't want to have to do this, I don't want to have to do that, I shouldn't have to exercise, if I'm eating a protein shake for breakfast, a salad for lunch, and I'm switching it up for dinner, which is what this person said, and that is significantly less food than I was eating, then I should be seeing results. Yes, and you will. Here's the important part. With that mindset, you will see results because the medication is going to do what the medication do. But you will get those results the same way that you put the weight on. So you did not put the weight on in 3 months. You put that weight on over 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 20 years, depending on, where you are in your journey. And that is exactly how you will lose it. It doesn't do you any good to compare yourself to others and say, well, I shouldn't have to track my calories. Listen, guys, listen. When I was a kid, my mom used to track her calories, okay? She used to have to write everything down in a little notebook and add it up as she went along. Do not sit here and tell me, okay, it's time for tough love. Do not sit here and tell me it's too hard to track what you're doing. First of all, there are so many free apps that do the majority of the work for you. I'm using MyFitnessPal, the free version, and while it's not 100% accurate, I know that it gets me pretty close, depending on what you're logging, to the calories that I've consumed for the day. It takes me not even 5 seconds, because it starts to remember things that you input on a regular basis. So for this person who made this post and was so upset, they said they're doing a protein shake for breakfast, a salad for lunch, and they're switching it up for dinner. So by that logic, they should be able to select that same protein shake every day for breakfast, input whatever they're putting into their salad, or to create a listing for their salad if they're doing the same thing every time. Mind you, she was using an oil and vinegar dressing that she was not measuring. Oil is very calorically dense. And then input whatever it is that you're making for dinner, or put in each day what you're having for dinner, but then it'll save those settings so that you can go back and select them again. That's not that hard. As a matter of fact, if that is too hard, then you should probably reevaluate where you are in your life, because if that is too much for you, You got way too much going on. You've got way too much stress to be trying to concentrate on getting healthy. You don't have your priorities right. And I'm not saying that to be hurtful. I'm saying it because obviously these people do not have somebody in their life that will give them that tough love to say, hey, you can't do intuitive eating because your intuitive eating was to eat a bag of chips, the entire bag, the family size, while you're watching TV, after sitting down at work all day, right? Like, we got here for a reason, myself included. So you really have to have some perspective here. You have to be able to be introspective and say, this is where I went wrong before. How can I change that now? And if you're posting for help in a support group and everybody's saying, hey, this is what you got to do, and your response is, screw you, I don't want to do that. Okay. I mean, we're trying to help you. But at the same time, don't get posted on here and whine that you lost, 1/8 of a pound in 2 weeks. Or that you lost weight 1 week and then gained it back the next. Because you can't provide enough details for anybody to be able to help you. How much dressing are you putting on that salad? Just because it's a salad doesn't mean it's healthy, right? And I was so guilty of this, so guilty. So I'm not pointing the finger. What I'm saying is I want everyone to be successful. And part of being successful is being able to look at your shortcomings and say, you know what? I didn't do that right. Or I wasn't doing what I should have been doing. Or maybe all these other people are on something. They're on to something, not on something. Are you on something? Comment down below. Tell me if you're on something. Maybe they're on to something and they know something I don't know. Right? Now, for those of you who are on this journey to health, who are not in an appropriate headspace to be able to count calories for whatever reason, if it's not something you can do, and I say this in the majority of my videos, that's okay. That's not what this person was doing. But it is okay. The other option is you can go to a nutritionist, you can have them create a plan for you based on a calorie deficit, and then instead of measuring what you're putting into your mouth on an app, you'll be measuring ingredients to go on a plate so that you can follow what they've given you. And then as you lose weight, you'll have to continue to meet with them so they can update your diet and update your calories and so that you can lose weight. And if you want to do it that way, you absolutely can. That will work. And you will not have to track what it is that you're eating. But it means that you will have to follow that strict meal plan. And that works best for some people, right? For some people, calorie counting becomes disordered very quickly. And I completely understand that. I understand that mindset and how easily that can happen. So those are kind of your two options. You can't just wing it. Well, let me rephrase. You can wing it and hope for the best. And it will take you however many years it took for you to put that weight on is how it will take you to get it off. And eventually you're going to reach a space of homeostasis where you're not going to lose more weight. Because as you lose weight, you won't be in a calorie deficit anymore, but you're not tracking your calories, so you won't know that, and you're not exercising, so you're not burning calories. So eventually the weight loss will just stop. Meanwhile, you will have frustrated yourself to no end. For what reason? Because you didn't want to log into an app and push a button to say, I had a protein shake, I had this salad with these toppings, right? You have to decide what's important to you. And I say this because I want everyone to be successful, right? I don't want to get on a post like that and dog somebody and call them lazy and be like, what the hell are you doing? The answer is right here in front of you. We're all trying to tell you, right? Because everybody's in a different position. We're not all on the same path, right? For the journey to health. We're all jumping onto the path at different points. So this person obviously wasn't ready to say, I'm doing something wrong, or what I'm doing is not working, right? And at some point, you have to have a conversation with yourself and say, hey, self, this is not working. It didn't work before I was on this medication. I yo-yo dieted. I went up and down, right? It didn't work then. It's not working now. I lost weight. I gained weight. Now I'm not losing weight at all. Something's not working. And you got to figure out what it is. But you have to be willing to put in the work. And if you're not, that's okay. It just means you're not ready. You're not ready. And that's really what I wanted to say to this person on their post. But they had already just been absolutely torn to shreds by other people. You know, telling them to get off the medication, you're wasting money, right? That's not helpful to anybody. It's true. It's absolutely true. I'm not saying it's not true, but it's not helping anybody, right? Because they're just going to get defensive, and then they're going to be like, you guys are so mean, right? That doesn't help anybody. So that's why I make these videos where I kind of talk it through and logic it out, right? So we can all look into ourselves and think, what can I do better? What can I do to make myself more successful? And the only person who can answer that question is you, right? I can't answer it for you. I can answer it for me. For me, it's tracking calories, staying in a calorie deficit, reworking that calorie deficit as I lose weight. It's incorporating exercise and weightlifting, right? I got a Peloton. I got some weights. I've got some little resistance bands from Goodwill, right? Like, you can make it work, but you have to be willing to invest in yourself. And this person was just not ready to invest in themselves. So I wish them all the best. I really, really hope that they take a lot of those really positive comments and they're able to think about it more after they've had a chance to calm down from other people, you know, attacking them. I hope that they find something that works for them, right? Whether that's going the nutritionist route and having a meal plan to stick to, or if they decide to try tracking calories and go from there. Whatever they decide, or whatever you decide is best for you, I'm here for it. I'm all about it. People message me all the time. They're like, hey, this is what I'm doing. What do you think? I'm not a professional, right? I'm certainly not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. I am a canine nutritionist. Not the same thing, though. You know, like, ask for help, but then be open to hearing what people have to say. And then take what they have to say with a grain of salt, right? You guys know, if you've been with me for a while, you know, I am the queen of research. I'm like, you take the info, you research it. There's a guy that keeps posting in the support groups. Anytime somebody says something about protein, he's like, you need 1 gram of protein for every pound that you weigh. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, are you serious? The person that you're talking to just posted and said that they weigh 324 pounds. So you're telling them they need to be eating 324 grams of protein a day? Stop it. Just stop it. Like, so you have to be careful about misinformation. I tell everybody, I give you my sincerest advice. Research. Look into it. See what works best for you. Right? I have one lady who follows me that she just tracks her calories for half of the day, right? For breakfast and lunch. And then she doesn't track for dinner because she goes out a lot for business stuff and whatever. She just tries to make healthy choices, but she doesn't track that. Okay. And that works for her because, right, she's making those healthy choices. But if she got to a point where that wasn't working for her and she said, hey, Allie, this is, I haven't lost any weight in a couple of weeks and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. My first question is going to be, well, let's look at what you're eating. Let's look at your exercise. Let's look at your medications, right? Is there some factor that we need to examine closely to get you where you need to be? Maybe it's just a matter of tweaking your calories. Maybe you're not eating enough calories and your body is shutting down and it's going, right? So there are ways to go about getting help, but you have to be open to the answers. Anyway, I have blathered on for a very long time. If you made it this far in the video, please give me a thumbs up. I love you guys. You guys are great. I really hope that everyone is successful in their health journey because it's so important. And for so long, I was in my own way. I was in my own way. I was holding me back. Don't you hold you back. Because I'm not going to hold you back. Don't you hold you back. Okay. I love you. I hope you have a great day and a great week. And we'll see you in the next video.